Just a quick video today, guys. We've got a 15 Mercury EFI. It's a 2021. You've asked me to put a service kit on there. That's impeller, oil, plugs, and gearbox oil. And check the anodes, whatever. But just want to give you a quick. I don't know whether any of you lot are familiar with these gear shifts. Seems a bit loose, yeah. But not a little rod there. So all you got to remember is when you take the leg off, drop the leg, don't change the gear selector or don't change the knob up here, the lever up here. Always leave that, so when you put it back on, you ain't messing about trying to find your neutral, your forward, all in synchronization. But what we're going to quickly show you a few simple things with the Tohatsu. No, the Mercury, same thing, it's a Tohatsu. Your flush, so if you have got an hose pipe connection, the male threaded, I believe. Have I got any in there? Thought I might have had some. Anyway, put it in there. You can do a cold water flush without starting the engine if you like. But if you want a thermostat open and a full flush, give him 5 minutes of running. And it's fine to have it running with that. Just water going in there, circulates, but you don't want to be revving these on a flush. You just want to let it take over. You don't want to be revving it hard because you put an overheat alarm on ECU. Another thing on these engines, exactly the same as the Tohatsu. So if you did want to change the horsepower on these, the 15, I believe the Mercury to do a 9.9, 15 and a 20. I'll put a link in the description, and all you need to change is that. It's the ECM, ECU, whatever you want to call it. Suzuki call it the ECM, the rest of them call it the ECU, and that is all you need to change. Literally 2 bolts, pull it out, pull the clip off, put it back on, and then you take the air filter restriction plate off on the other side. I will put a link in the description for that part if you do think about upgrading your 9.9 or your 15 to a 20. But that will only work for the EFI range. So be wary on that. Fuel, I always basically we do in a service kit. So this is a Cambridge Marine service kit. I think it's about 70-80 quid, which includes plugs, oils, spark plugs, your oils and your impeller. I think it might include an anode as well, but they don't include no filters. So what I normally do, I run some fresh Aspen through here. It's pure fuel, so it keeps it clean and it does the job. Oil, obviously this is your oil fill and your dipstick. You don't want to be too high on your oil. 1 litre, I'd say, I think it's 0.9 or 1 litre. That's all you need. You don't want to be overfilling it because then it goes into limp mode if the sensor picks it up. So just remember that, never overfill it. And your gearbox oil is the same. Probably this is from a unit, this is from a kit I had before, so, but literally that will probably do like a 6 horsepower. These will probably take 2 of them, so about 500 mil in the gearbox. So I'll just talk you through it, what I do. First of all, when you do the oil, undo the bottom one slowly. Don't take it out all the way. on the gearbox and then undo the top one. The top one may hold some pressure, see, so if you undo that first you might get some oil in your face. So do the bottom one first and let it drip, and then undo the top, let it flow. I'll tell you what I have noticed, now it's come away. No way. How's that? Strange. I should stop that from going up and down, but it's going around the wrong way, so we'll have a look at that anyway. But yeah, we'll do that. We'll drop the oils and then we'll come back and I'll show you just basically basic information. Yeah, so I've just done that. I don't know what was happening here, but you meant to push that for that to go down and it locks. It was kind of around the wrong way. You haven't even done 20 hours yet, so all we're doing really is the basics. Something for you to think about, guys, right? I don't know whether you've noticed, but if you put a Mercury part in front of it, it becomes mega expensive. Like this engine shares the same as the Tohatsu. Everything is the same. So if you buy Tohatsu spark plugs, will cost cheaper than ones that are listed Mercury. Although they're exactly the same plug, they will be dearer. But just to give you some idea, the service kit for this is a Quicksilver Mercury. I think it was £69 or £79. That's an impeller, set of spark plugs, and your gearbox oil and your engine oil. Now, good even burn now. I have got the Suzuki one to do here for mine. Obviously no oils, £72.90. That's an impeller plate, impeller gaskets, full anoid kit, thermostat, fuel pump, fuel filter, sorry, bowl for your water pump, all the seals that go with it, and that's a genuine article. And Suzuki spark plugs for 72 quid. That's a full kit. Now I know Mercury, Quicksilver are genuine, but do you know what I mean? Just the difference in price is astronomical. Whereas the Suzuki and the Hondas have a nice small paper one, which is more compact and maybe a little lighter. I don't know. And the fuel rail on these, I don't know if many people have issues with them, but they lose pressure. There's a valve on the top, like a bicycle pump. Now, I don't know if any of you lot struggle 3, 4, 5 pulls to start them, but that is your fuel rail. There'll be a lot of pressure in that for it to start, and temperature does affect it. Like that's freezing cold now because obviously there's fuel in it. Whereas you look on the Suzuki, independent injector rail, and much more better first pull every time. But I'm not sure. It's only, I'm not saying they're all like it, but the Tohatsu Mercury that I've come across, they all seem to be that fuel rail. So we got impeller, spark plugs. Just check they sent me the right ones. Yeah. Although you change them, don't throw them away because they're always good as a space. And because these are a lighter spark than your normal spark plug for your 2 strokes, they are prone to blow with any bit of moisture. So if you're running cheap fuel that attracts moisture, E10 for instance, they are prone to, I have had one, and when I inquired about it, that was the information I was told. If they gain a bit of moisture, they will blow the guts out of them. So always good to run possibly the best fuel you can afford. Just remember, longest lead goes to the top plug. And make sure you push it on and wait for the click. Like that. Now we'll drop the oil. Bit of luck now. We'll have a look if you can see there. I don't know how dark it is. We'll drop the oil. I'm hoping it's still like honey, the honey colour. It should be, is less than 20 hours. But if it's had his first service, I'm gonna hazard a guess. We didn't even fucking change oil on this. We'll let that drain. I don't know if you people are aware of the recommendations of engine servicing, but obviously this is a Tohatsu, so a Mercury Tohatsu Mariner. Replace engine oil every 100 hours or once a year. Gear case oil, the same. Water pump every 300 hours or every 3 years. Spark plugs the same. Is that a good service plan for maintenance? Probably cost effective, but 1 litre of 1030. So that's what the kit comes with. I'll fill that up now and then I'll drop the gearbox oil. So we fill the oil, and as you can see, just checking now, just below the top notch, look, just below, and that's what you want. You don't want to overfill it, because it will send an overfill alarm and it just goes into limp mode. I've seen a few people messaging, no, commenting on their engine's gone into limp mode after the service. That's 90% of what it is, or you get an over RPM error. I always WD-40, just keeps it lovely. It does smell nice then when you get some meat into it as well. But yeah, we'll drop the gearbox oil now and then get the impeller and we're done. Right, I'm just undoing the top one now. And we should get a flow of oil. I'm hoping she's good. Yep. Here it comes. Yes, good engine, good gearbox oil there. Nice and blue. Still see, you do get a bit of moisture in there, but nothing wrong with that oil. Absolutely banging that. Get these gloves off. New gloves on. And we'll get a refill. Great tool that. So what you do, you put that wherever the gear oil container is in one of these, pump it, and just keep pumping it in until he comes out the top. And just like that, the leg is off. So we've got two 10mm each side. 8mm is the gear shift. So you hold the bottom one and you crank off the top one. 10mm gets the impeller housing off, and we'll rip that off now. We get a new one on, back on. I always like to grease that up. Always like to grease that up. So always nice and smooth going back in, and we'll put them back together. It's off. Always be careful, just in case. The key. So there's the bolt and the key. Yeah, so the key is stuck in there. Plastic key. First time I've seen that. Plastic key on an impeller, but there's the bowl. We got a quick swap out now. Quick swap out, and then back in we go. Right guys, that's me done for a minute. I'll be back tomorrow. That's the old impeller. I don't know whether you can see with the light in. Right, that's the old one. New one. Bit of this deformed. What I do like to do with these, I never put them in dry. Bit of oil or Vaseline, petroleum jelly. Just, it helps it slide more. Doesn't burn on the first start up. And that's the way it goes. Just sits back in. It's two little clips. See if I can show you again. Them two little pins there in the housing. There's two gaps for them, and then on all the other side. So it will seat flush when it's in. Yeah, still in neutral, I think. Yep, still in neutral. So what we do now, just tighten that gear shift down on me. I know it's hard to see where you are. But I gotta be honest, this is the easiest Mercury that I've worked on. Only because it is a Tohatsu, but one of these motors, would you consider a cheap upgrade? Well, is it cheap? I think it's 500 quid for. Right guys, that is the basic service of the Mercury EFI. If you wanted to go to the full extreme, then you change your fuel filter out, change all your anodes, but yeah, what I always do as well, I always check once you've put it all back together, it's in neutral, spin the prop, forward first, yeah, and then reverse. Sorry. So yeah, all good. All good. Give him a wipe over now, make a phone call, and out he goes. But yeah, would you consider the upgrade part for this, for the extra 5? I will put a link in the description for the 15 ECU. If you've got a 9.9 then you wanted to go to a 15, I don't see the point in that. You may as well just jump straight for the 20 and the 20. But these are built as a 20 horsepower. They're not built as a 9 and made up to a 20. They are built as a 20 and restricted to a 15 and restricted to a 9. Exactly the same as the Suzuki, where they are RPM limited. So the 9.9 of this, I think, is somewhere like 4,800 RPMs, whereas the 15 will be like 51, 52, 5,300 RPM. But the 20 will rev to 6,100 RPM, maybe more. But yeah, so when you do hear people saying it's not a true 20, it is. It's built as a 20 and restricted to the lower horsepower. So yeah, thanks for watching guys, I do appreciate it. If you can just give me a like and subscribe if you haven't already have. If there's any other motors you want to see serviced, or you've got any other questions that I can help out. I'm not a trained fully or even done any training on outboard engines, but they are pretty much basic if you know engines and how things work. But yeah, thanks for watching, and hopefully, fingers crossed, this rain and wind will stop and we can get out and do some fishing.